tell you what, if I've got it, I can lose it. Oh, good afternoon. My name is Michaela Wade, and I'm the co-founder of Family Law Assistance. We here at Family Law Assistance help you represent yourself, getting the results at a fraction of a cost. And I'm joined today with a member of our family. New member, make her all welcome, hoot and holler. It's funny, I say this all the time. I sometimes wish I could hit the live button like 30 seconds before we go live, because I sometimes think that's the funniest bit. If you'd have joined us literally 30 seconds before, you'd have all seen me talking about my new brick of a phone. There's no other word for it. I swear to God, I've gone backwards in time. But enough of that. You don't want to see my new phone. I'll do a whole live. There's a whole live of rant I could do about my new phone. We're here today to talk with Elaine Westley, who has joined our family. We've taken her into the fold. So I want to, first of all, give a massive warm welcome. Elaine, thank you so much for coming on and doing your first, it's your first ever live, like
it ever. Ever, even personally or to do with work. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She's got no idea. She's got no idea. There's like loads more of this to come. She's like, still colour drink. What?
It's quite different. I mean, I'm not shy at all at talking in a room. I can find my voice, but this is quite different doing it online.
Yeah. But she's a natural. I don't know if you've seen some of Elaine's posts already, because I've been sharing them all over the place. But, you know, Elaine's there and she's got all of her books out and she's in front of her computer. You've got it going on. But let's just take it back a little bit. Okay, let's just take it back a little bit. Elaine, tell everybody a little bit about your background.
Oh, gosh. Stop me if I go on for too long, won't you? I was raised in Lincolnshire originally and moved to Buckinghamshire and lived there for about 30 years and then relocated back to Lincolnshire. My background is initially I started off with a career in finance and worked as a paraplanner for personal finance, and then took a leap into the NHS and I trained as an adult nurse and then a midwife. And then I became a health visitor, and I then got my master's as well. So I've got quite a lot of initials after my name currently. But yeah, that's my professional background.
And in your career, which, oh my gosh, just listening to that, I just kind of want to go like this, because I mean, aside from anything else, Elaine, but going through all of that in your career, you must have the patience of a saint.
I'd like to think so. I'm only human at the end of the day. So I think probably what I've done, sorry, that's my fridge in the background, but probably what I've done is used a lot of skills in keeping other people calm and patient, actually, helping them think about what's coming through some really big changes in their lives, and through some quite difficult, challenging times. And I've spent a lot of my time with families, seeing them through good times, seeing them through challenging and difficult times, and seeing them come back to good times as well. So it's possible and it happens. I think having lived in the same town for almost 30 years, you know, I had a lot of experience with family groups, some grandmas going down to their grandchildren as well, and working and living in the same area was an absolute privilege, I have to say.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I just got sort of warm fuzzies, because I guess then really there was no big reason or there's no big transition as to joining Family Law Assistance. So I want to talk about that. What was the thing that made you think, I got to be a part of this family?
I'd been looking at franchises, and I knew that I liked working with families. So the actual client group really appealed. And it was a new skill, new information, new things to understand and learn as well. I quite like the fact that it's a smallish team as well. We're quite close. We've all got to know each other quite well within a short period of time. and I felt quite looked after as well. You know, having worked for such a huge organisation like the NHS, you know, you get used to being able to sort of deal with bureaucracy, and that comes with massive challenges, especially during COVID times. For me, what I wanted was something very different. I am very much an independent free thinker. I'm not afraid to challenge, which doesn't always go down well. But I like the autonomy, and I like to be an expert in my field and get to know and speak up. And particularly advocating for families is something that is an absolute passion of mine. So I could see where, although to a layperson this would seem like a very different career move, there's actually a lot of transferable skills here, particularly with record keeping, and helping families through those difficult times and their anxieties and worries and concerns.
I think you hit the nail on the head, because you've done the finances and have done the keeping, the keeping time, the keeping of the records, and especially, I suppose, in your role with NHS is quite rulesy based, isn't it? So everyone has to keep records. But I think one of the biggest things here at Family Law Assistance, which you've just slotted in quite well, to be honest, is that whole managing anxiety. You know, really understanding not just the training, which we'll come to in a sec, but just that notion that people need their hands held. People need calming down. People need a plan, and the people need to understand and have that arm around the shoulder, which you've had so much experience of, haven't you?
Well, yeah, and also at the sharp end of it as well. Right. You know, you know, I worked as a midwife and became a senior midwife. You know, and your experiences are quite are pretty unique. Not everybody gets to see the things that you do in midwifery. And, you know, even the strongest of men, for example, you know, it's one of the most important times of their lives. And it's such a transition going into parenting that, you know, to be there and to help them understand in clear layman's terms what is happening right now, what can happen in the future, how to make those decisions, because they are responsible for their decisions. There's a real skill to that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's not just professionally that you have that arsenal of knowledge either, is it, Elaine? Because you live to breathe this, don't you?
Yeah. We've got my partner and I have that blended family, as it's known now, and I am extremely proud. Between us, we have 5 children. So many of them are sort of grown up now. So we're just on to the last one, which is my stepdaughter who lives with us, and it's just fantastic to see the last baby one, if you like, blossom and thrive in the way that she has done over the last few years. I was a governor at a local school as well, and they co-opted me in because of my skill set, not because I was a parent, and looked after all the safeguarding responsibilities for the school. I've got a genuine interest in families and children, and you know, I know how hard it can be in families. My family certainly isn't perfect. But you know, it's nice to have someone around with you, I think, just to help, someone to bounce off, and crucially, someone who's not related.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So you absolutely understand the challenge. Hey, you know, shout out to all stepmothers, because, you know, got our work cut out for us. But
yes, absolutely. Yeah, but absolutely.
And that relationship sort of takes time to develop, doesn't it?
Oh, massively. I mean, you know, here we are. What's the date today? The 13th of April. My Mother's Day cards are still out. I am not putting them down, you know, and it's just so flattering to get them. Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, aside from your, and this honestly had absolutely zero influence, into getting Elaine onto the family. But it's quite clear to say, and quite fair to say, Elaine, that you are a fellow cat lady.
I know. I put my hand up. Yeah, I have. Um, yes, so I breed cats, and we've got Abyssinian cats, silver Abyssinian cats, which are a very ancient breed, actually, but their numbers are very low. My twins that I've got at university like to call me Aunt Lydia from The Handmaid's Tale, so quite, which makes me giggle. But yes, I do breed them. I'm breeding them so I can increase their numbers, and they are absolutely delightful, and they are a big part of my life.
So one of the things that Elaine showed not so long ago actually was, look, if you've got cats, you've got cats. But Elaine has managed to get this, train her cats to do the fetch thing.
Yes.
I showed my stepson and he looked at the screen, Elaine, and thought,
Mhm.
is that even a real cat?
Yes, it is a real cat. They're two cats. One retrieves for us, and the other one does command, so can sit on command. They're very energetic cats, and they've got 5-star facilities here. So yes,
Not kidding. She's not kidding. When I first interviewed Elaine, we had all these questions. It was all very professional, very professional.
yes, yeah,
Of Elaine's home, I could see this massive sort of wheel, and I just remember just
yeah.
sort of looking into the camera, and I said, "I'm sorry, what is that?"
I know. Well, they actually need it because I actually show them as well. So I like them to be in good condition. And watch this space because I've found lovely boyfriends for them. They are a year old, and so there will be 2 litters that we'll be expecting hopefully in about 4 or 5 months' time. So yeah, that will be fantastic.
Anyone who knows me, look at this face now. Okay, I am trying to keep professional. It will not be professional when Elaine gets all her cute little fluffy kittens, and I'm like,
I know, especially, and when I start training them as well.
Oh my gosh! I've got so many lives planned for you, Elaine. Mainly involving cats. Not gonna lie. But Elaine's halfway through her training with me. Elaine,
Yes.
how's it going? How's the training going?
Really well. I knew my uncle was the chief clerk at Southern Crown Court, in a London Crown Court for years. Then moved out to Dorchester and did the same job. And he used to take me into court with him. So I used to get to sit, by the sort of the judges' room and come out and things and get introduced to the judges and the barristers and all that kind of thing. And I knew I had a sense of what was involved, with preparing things like the lists, the court bundles, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And also the extent of the knowledge that I would need to gain. But I do enjoy learning about things. And also previously, through a lot of safeguarding experience and through health visiting, you assist families when there are social care concerns and public law outline is being followed as well. So I had an understanding anyway of a lot of those issues. It is going well. You need to be organised. You need to be on it and focused when you're absorbing the information. And it comes quite nicely. I think Michaela, I'm just trying to suss out kind of how Michaela's thinking is and in what order we would do it in. And it's quite nice how she started doing it. So, we've started focusing on the children first and the Child Act and various other bits. And that's been a really good starting point for me, rather than, say, starting with the divorce first. So the order in which it's been done will make perfect sense. And there's case studies as well, which are really good because then I can demonstrate and show to Michaela, that I've learned it and that I can apply it. And that's really crucial.
And Elaine is nailing it. Every time she goes, I'm not so sure about this one. And I have reams of stuff and I go, oh my gosh, you've absolutely nailed this.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Although this week's homework, just saying. She's like, what?
I always leave my homework to the kind of last minute, but it is Easter holidays at the moment. So
I'll be kind. So, Elaine, are you excited now about the future?
yeah, very much so. I mean, I'm achieving an ambition, which was to find a franchise and to purchase it and to be self-employed, and the actual choice of the franchise as well fits in really nicely with what I aspire to do. So yes, I am enjoying it a lot. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
An absolute pleasure. An absolute pleasure. You know, you have. It's funny. You know, considering the amount of time that it feels like you've been here forever. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, we've packed in a lot, but you know, for any of you guys that are watching, you know, Michaela's kind of the frontline person, if you like, but there is Stephen in the background, and I've done a lot of work with Stephen. He's not on camera at the moment. He's certainly not shy, is he, of camera? But he's not on camera at the moment. But he's plays a huge part in it, and all the kind of the behind the scenes stuff. It's been absolutely crucial. You know, the setting up for the booking, the diaries, setting up for accounting packages. You know, all especially the techie stuff. He's been absolutely brilliant for that because, you know, for those that are watching, you know, Michaela and Stephen and I, we're actually a big distance apart, aren't we, geographically?
Yeah, we are. But it doesn't feel like that, does it, Elaine?
No, it doesn't. No, not at all. Because, you know, I feel like, I mean, I genuinely mean this, Michaela. I do feel like I'm being trained by one of the best people, and that's fantastic. And also his expertise, you can see it's there.
Yeah.
You know, it's and his patience as well, because we've all got strengths and weaknesses in things. So, you know, whereas I might have, you know, plenty of life experience, can apply all these different scenarios of what I'm learning. That doesn't mean to say that I'm the strongest at some of the tech stuff that goes on behind the scenes, you know, which is where he's been absolutely coming to his own for me.
Absolutely. I mean, bless him. He's had plenty of training because I'm going to mention it. My beef of a phone that I've had, anything that goes wrong, and not even anything that goes wrong, I'll vaguely look at something, think, and then hand it over to him, go, make it work. Like some pathetic. And without question, he just goes, yep, and gets on with it. So, you know, a lot that you're absolutely right. The behind the scenes, and I also and any of my posts, I am always hooting and hollering, not just about the front people, you and the other franchisees, but the people in the army of people in the background that people will neither see. Stephen orchestrates all of that to make sure that it's seamless on the surface. But
you know, and for that matter, I mean, you know, the actual business model of family law assistance as well, it's really well thought out, but but that's happened because of the amount of time that you guys have actually spent doing the job, you know, and understand a lot of those pitfalls as well. And it would be easy in this kind of role to be overworked and to have burnout. And there's so much that's been thought about in that sense. But it's important to have a close team, isn't it? Because, you know, you need to be able to bounce off each other and make sure that you're on track with each case.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. I mean, I'm the one that will come in and go, we're doing this. And then you've got Stephen and everyone else going, but this needs to go into place first and that needs to go into place. It's always a puzzle. But, you know, having you on board, you have just taken to it already like a duck to water. And like I keep saying, it feels like you've been here forever. It's really nice. I can't wait till you finish your training, which is very soon. And you're off flying with our support and our arm around your shoulder.
Yeah, thank you.
In a word, how would you describe family law assistance so far?
High quality. That's 2 words, sorry. But I would say it's high quality. Yeah, it is. And I wouldn't expect anything less for this either. It needs to be. It's too important for it not to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, as you can see, the lovely Elaine, her background, her life skills really make her so perfect for anybody that's going through a difficult scenario. We all know, Elaine has brought children into the world, literally. And now
Yes.
when people have come and they're at that crossroads in life where sadly things haven't gone quite to plan, you're going to want someone like Elaine right beside your side.
Yeah.
Elaine, thank you so much for everything, for doing the hard work, your commitment, because you are on it like a car bonnet. I'm so deeply impressed by you, your background, and how and the commitment you've taken to this role. I get excited every time you put something in the group or every time you put something on social media. I get excited, and when I get excited, I am like one of your little kittens. I just want to do I just want to do more and more and more. So I will be pushing you, like I have already, a little bit out your comfort zone.
Yeah. I suppose it's just one thing that I wanted to add was, from a point of relating to a client's situation, yes, I can relate to it. Yes, I've had, my problems and issues and things, but, I'm at a point in my life where I have that headspace available for them.
I could not agree more.
Yeah.
Could not agree more.
Yeah.
Because people need you to be the sanity check. People need you.
Yeah, that's right.
To go test whatever it is they're going through. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Elaine, thank you so much. Guys and girls, I'm presenting to you Elaine Westley, one of our newest members of Family Law Assistants. Have an amazing rest of your day, guys, and I'll check you later.
Bye.